So clearly, what's come out of the conference as well, there is an ever-growing need for fastening solutions, especially when we consider the components for electric vehicles and hybrid vehicles, for example. And I've seen there's also a growth of challenges, and we've heard about some of them due to the multi-material lightweight mix these days that we're hearing the industry talk about. With this in mind, Christian, how do you personally see the future for lightweight welding?
Yes, you're right. All new materials require individual solutions, and for us, those multi-materials are not so much a challenge, but rather an opportunity to show our innovations. And as you know, Stanley Engineered Fastening has the backed support of Stanley Black & Decker and a strong and stable global organization, which give us the freedom and the founding to drive innovations. But let's go back to the technical subject. You need to know we have excessive experience with many of our customers when it comes to welding on high and ultra high strength steel, and as well as welding on very thin sheet metal. And also welding on organic coatings is something we have executed for many, many years. And sometimes the solution is a hardware-based welding process improvement, and sometimes it is a special stud flange we have for certain materials. I used in the beginning the word individual, which sounds very positive, but to be honest, it also means complexity.
Right.
And please allow me to speak a bit about our all new lightweight solution stud shape.
Yeah.
In the past, many flanges were required to accommodate different steel materials or material surface combinations. But now we have a single design which delivers best in class for all. Okay. And so we not only deliver the perfect welding solution for lightweight materials, but we reduce the complexity for our customers by having a single stud suitable for all steel grades. Let me give you some examples. Steel grades such as mild steel, high strength steel, ultra high strength steel, for example, press hardened steel with 1,600 megapascals, and a range of thickness from 0.6 millimeters up to 2.2 millimeters.
Yeah.
And yeah, modern cars are getting smarter, especially with EV and autonomous vehicles. And this will require robust and consistent grounding. And so our Tucker lightweight solution, no grounding, allows highest current and provides the most consistent resistance level of less than 100 microohms over the lifetime of the vehicle.
Right, okay. The ground studs, can you elaborate a little bit more on those? I haven't heard of that concept before.
Yeah, of course. Ground studs have been in use for decades, and with hybrid EV and autonomous driving, the need for ground studs is rapidly growing. But it's very important, but only if the weld process is best in class, and not only on plain vanilla steel, but on all materials. And so lightweight solution and Tucker performs really.
Yeah. Sounds like an interesting offer from your side when it comes to the steel side, but one of the topics that's come out a lot is the material aluminium. And it's pretty well known that aluminium stud welding is even more tricky than welding on steel. Would you agree with that?
When it comes to aluminium, it's not the base material which is a challenge for welding. Welding on a clean aluminum surface with a passivation on it has for us been state of the art for a long time now. Our linear motor technology together with TE and the new TX-based AC equipment runs a special aluminum weld process. And with the reliability and process stability as we know it for steel stud welding. But at the end, you're right. It is tricky to weld aluminum because it is the surface condition that automotive environments naturally create, which has a major impact on the weld process. First, the aluminum comes on the coil with a dry lubrication, a so-called hot melt. And during the press process of the sheet metal, sometimes additional oil gets added. And finally, the car body collects all kinds of dust and other contaminations before welding. And we then need to tolerate or compensate with our process. And yeah, to overcome this challenge, we have developed CleanJet. And CleanJet is a plasma cleaning process we included into our stud welding system. And so to speak, we remove any type of contamination at the spot we want to weld. And let me give you some more information about the CleanJet. The CleanJet process works with a so-called non-transferred arc. And we are therefore able to precisely and stably adjust the necessary plasma power for the local cleaning of the component. Right. And we thereby produce very clean surfaces comparable to known chemical washing processes. And a very important message, even better than chemical washing. And in addition, the CleanJet process does not affect the material properties of the component or of the part. With the CleanJet process, we therefore create ideal conditions for top quality stud welds with a maximum process capability.
Yeah. Nice. Thank you for that, Christian. Can I also ask, please, Christian, the new EV body structures also create new requirements when it comes to accessibility. The weld heads, I know, are normally rather big. Is this still the case?
Yeah. I assume you talk about our DCE-based LM310 style weld head. And yes, this head was sometimes too big and especially too long. But in the meantime, many of our customers are using the TH510. And this is our basic weld head, which already has far better accessibility. But it is important to know that besides the TH510, we also have other weld heads offering solutions for all needs. Let me give two good examples. The two good examples are our rotatable weld head TR610 or our modular TH710. And this full spectrum of weld heads enables us to answer on almost all accessibility questions. And let me say, yes, we can. There's much more functionality we can discuss to meet your facility-specific needs.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Christian, for giving me that very comprehensive breakdown of the technology. It seems there's a lot of innovation going on at Stanley Engineered Fastening, so please do reach out to them online. And thank you for supporting the conference.